me. And you are heaven to me. Hawaiian sunset peeping from the sea.
Blue Hawaii. Elvis as your personal guide to America's exotic Eden, our Polynesian paradise. Elvis brings you the vacation of your life in his first big musical since the sensational G.I. Blues.
She's jealous.
As he hits the beach with the most luscious armful of delight on the islands.
Don't you like it?
Oh, I love it. And I thank you for thinking of me.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of you. I was thinking of me.
Yes, the most gorgeous Wahinis on Waikiki are taking lessons from Elvis when he gets a job guiding gals with more than scenery on their minds.
Let's go on a moonlight swim, far away from the crowd, all alone upon the beach.
Do you want to kiss me again?
I don't rob cradles.
Did you ever see anything like this in a cradle?
If I oh, do I feel the touch of your hand on mine? I'm going to dance with Frenchie. Excuse me, Mr. Garvey. Why can't we settle this? Did I say move?
Chad, please.
Oh, go on. Turn him loose, sis. Turn that thing loose. I'm a poor Hawaiian beach boy, a long way from the beach. Don't always use put down your hair, turn on the music and we'll get somewhere. Dance, dance, till you know that dance. We're gonna have a slice of sand. Hug me with
It's headed for this theater, loaded with the most happy-go-lucky group of wanderers who ever came down the pike chasing after a rainbow. And the happy-go-luckiest of them all is the one and only Elvis himself.
I've got to follow that dream wherever that dream may lead me. I got to follow that dream.
It's a new Elvis, one you've never seen before, uproariously funny as a lawman who does everything wrong but gets the right results. Elvis, absolutely irresistible as an unwilling Lothario who turns to ice every time a lovely lady turns on the heat.
Anybody ever tell you you're very handsome?
Only girls. Take care of this, Sheriff, please. Turn on the music. And make it loud. I like it loud. Well, what are you waiting for? Where's your gun? I got it. So I'll say, you know what? She said, what? I say, what? Oh, I'm not the man when he insists that to give him sound advice. But as sure as you're living, it ain't sound, it ain't nice. Show me a girl with a dimple on her cheek, but her melts in her mouth when she opens it to speak. Louis, yeah, take the flashlight.
Right, let's just pause that. Okay, guys, I'm carrying on the movie stuff because I was enjoying it so much. I'm in that sort of mood, that sort of chill out mood. So what I decided was I want to read through the movies and and just try and sort of refresh all our memories, all about the movies. So let's get them up. Elvis movies. We're going to just go through them, chat about them, and play trailers all at the same time. Let me get it at this website. So this website I'm using is called IMDb. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it before. So we're going to go right from the beginning. We're going to talk about who was in the movie, what year it was released, who the director was, what the story was about, and we're going to talk about how many movies were made in that year. So we're just going to follow the career as much as we can. And I'm also going to play trailers. So if we read 5 at a time, play trailer, read 5, yeah. So Defending Elvis Presley, fans want the truth. It's more of just a Team Elvis get together. I have been checking with YouTube, and it does seem like they are allowing me to play the short music clips that are in the movie trailers. It does seem to be letting me play a bit of them. So I just checked on yesterday's video, and it did actually let me play quite a lot of the songs. So I'm trying to find that balance where I'm trying to find that balance. Yeah, well, I can keep doing the quiz if you want, but I wasn't going to do the quiz. I was just going to read through all the information per movie. What would you rather, guys? Would you want me to read through each movie, tell you what year it was, director, and the storyline, or do you want me to do a quiz? I don't mind. So I've got a good 45 minutes left. So yeah, I'm going to do the read bit. I think it's more interesting. So, and then I will promise you I'll play trailers as well. So we're going to start right at the beginning. I will always ask you a question. Yeah, fun, Angie. Yeah, come on. But we are going to play some trailers as well. I'm going to read 5. I may ask you a few bits. Now, come on, we'll do this together. What was the first movie? The first movie, guys. What was the first movie? Yeah, you're right. They're upstairs. The dogs are upstairs. They will bark. They will. Don't you worry, Jane. They will bark. No, that wasn't the first movie. Come on, what was the first movie, guys? We got a nice cup of tea. They got Christmas treat coming. Oh, thanks, Angel. Well, the postman, I think the postman has been, so we'll see. Yes, Love Me Tender, Angel Eyes. So it's Love Me Tender, and it was 1956. At the end of the Civil War, a Confederate team is ordered to rob a Union payroll, but the war ends, leaving these men with their Union loot until the feds come looking for it. So in that year, 1956, obviously Elvis has only just really shot to stardom, hasn't he? Yeah. Now the director was Robert D. Webb. Then we had the stars in the movie were Richard Egan, Deborah Paget. Now remember, there's a story with Deborah Paget that they did actually like each other. Elvis was very smitten by Deborah. Yeah, we've got a picture of her in the Child Bride book, haven't we? Let's have a look. Let's get the book out. We need the book. We need the book. Now, supposedly, Priscilla, obviously she'd met Elvis in 1959, supposedly tried to dress up and look like Deborah Paget with the hope of winning him over and wooing him. Yeah? So I'll show you the Deborah Paget and Elvis. Yeah? She's definitely a beauty. Let's go a bit nearer. Now, the bits I've read, I mean, they actually suit each other, but the bits I've read, I'll just quickly show you the Priscilla picture where she changed her hair to look like, supposedly changed her hair to look like Deborah Paget. Yeah, so that picture there. Supposedly, according to Child Bride, she did her hair like Deborah Paget because she knew that Elvis had a crush on Deborah Paget, and that was part of her master plan to win Elvis. Now, do I know if that's true or not? I don't know, but Deborah Paget was beautiful. I read that her grandparents or her parents stopped her from seeing Elvis because obviously Elvis at the time in 1956 had a rebel image, yeah, like a bad boy image. So Deborah wasn't allowed to date him, and they say Elvis had a torch for Deborah for years, and vice versa. Who knows, guys? Right. Next one. So, Loving You was the second movie. A musician and a publicist help a delivery man achieve stardom. Now, the director was Hal Cantor. We've got Elvis Presley with Elizabeth Scott and Wendell Corey. Do you know those names, guys? Elizabeth Scott and Wendell Corey. And it says here, Loving You was his movie. This movie was to have a soundtrack album. The movie and album featured the famous Let's Have a Party, Let Me Be Your Teddy Bear. So look, I just want to be you. Is that the one? Teddy Bear. Now, does anyone know what the third movie was? We're in a different, so that was 1957. We're now into 1950, still in 1957. So he made two movies in 57. Third movie, guys. Let's try and guess. Yes, Jailhouse Rock. Well done, Karen. So 1957, after serving time for manslaughter, young Vince Everett becomes a teenage rock star, and the director is Richard Thorpe, and it's Judy Tyler and Mickey Shaughnessy. So two films made in 57. Does anyone know the fourth film? Fourth film. I've got it all playing behind me as well. The fourth film was King Creole. Yes, Angel Eyes, 1958. A troubled youth singing set New Orleans rocking with a sweet girl to love him and nightclubbers cheering. It seems that he will shake off his past and head for the top. But a mobster and his man-trap mole snares him in a life of crime. And the director is Michael Curtiz, and it's Elvis Presley, obviously Carolyn Jones, and Walter Matthau. We love Walter Matthau, don't we? Of course, this is many people's favorite. Most people you interview, when they talk about the movies, will say this was his masterpiece. This was where he really shined as a dramatic actor. I think even Elvis was very proud of this film. I'm pretty sure he was. The Memphis Mafia and many other people like Jerry Schilling, I've heard them all praise this film. Yeah, I think even Priscilla has praised this film. It's definitely one of my favorite. I mean, I don't really have a favorite. I thought I did, but as I watched them, I'm like, well, actually, there's others that I liked as well. Right. Now, the fifth film. Who knows the fifth film? Hi, is it 1 a.m., Emily? My God. Fifth film. Hi, Gio. I can hear the dogs running around upstairs. So the fifth film, guys. Oh, that's not a dog. That's a person. Must be Rio. Rio, make sure you got clothes on if you're coming in here. Hi, mate. You all right? Rio, you've just finished college, have you?
Like an hour ago.
All right, okay. So that's my son Rio. He just finished college. Okay. Right, next. So we were guessing the 5th film. Come on, guys. Let's do some guesstimating. Yes, Pat. GI Blues. Thank you, Pat. So, Tulsa McLean, a soldier with dreams of running his own nightclub, places a bet with his friend Dynamite that he can win the heart of an untouchable dancer. But when Dynamite is transferred, Tulsa must replace him in the bet. And it is 1960. So he did make 3 movies in. No, let's have a look. No, 2 movies in 1960. I won't name the other one. And the director Norman Turog. Now I wonder why Elvis changed directors. There must have been a reason. So in this film we have Juliet Prowse, who he may have had an affair with. Frank Sinatra, I heard, was even engaged to her. Was he? Is that true? And Robert Ivers. Do any of you remember Robert Ivers? Okay, now I said every 5 films I'm going to play some trailers. I'll probably play about 3 trailers and then we'll jump forward, yeah?
The rich man wants the world, not the man who can sing, and he hasn't got a thing. He's a king of the whole wide world.
It's the inimitable, incomparable Elvis Presley, shaping up like a fistful of dynamite as
Kid Galahad.
it's a knockout. A honey of a picture full of that Elvis kind of action. That Elvis kind of loving.
What do you do when you feel like this?
People usually get married, I understand. So won't you tell me that you love me? Hurry up and name the day.
That Elvis kind of twisting.
My good luck is really here to stay. Oh, I got
And that exciting Elvis kind of singing.
You can sing to this, guys.
And my heart is anywhere you are. Anywhere you are is home. It's a whistling tune for walking in the night.
Nobody asked you to come here. All you had were your empty pockets and a shine on the seat of your pants.
Don't push me, Willie. I'm a grease monkey that won't slide so easily.
Shut up.
You can't yell loud enough to make me shut up. I'll tell you what I think of the fight game. I think it stinks. When it does for me what I want to do, I'm getting out. I'm riding the rainbow.
Well, that is fun.
Hitting the highway to happiness. Oh, yes. I'm looking to find someone who's meant to be mine.
Right, okay. Let me just put that. So we don't get any adverts. I'll put it on sleep mode. Then we don't get the adverts coming up, do we? Right, okay. So now I think we are on the 6th film that Elvis made. We're going to do 5, then we'll play some more trailers just to keep it a bit fun. So what was the 6th film that was made? What do you reckon, guys? Yes, Flaming Star. When fighting breaks out between the two cultures in West Texas, the mixed blood pacer tries to act as a peacemaker, but the flaming star of death pulls him irrevocably into deadly violence. Yeah. The director is Don Siegel. The co-star female is Barbara Eden, and then Steve Forrest. It was 1960, the 6th film. Right. Does anyone know the 7th film? Yes. 7th film, Karen. While in the country, a troubled man discovers that he has a knack for writing. When a counselor encourages him to pursue a literary career, the director is Philip Dune. I'd still like to know why he's changing his directors. I'd really like to know that. Now, the co-star is Hope Lang and Tuesday Weld. Tuesday Weld. I think isn't there an interview with Tuesday on YouTube? I'm sure there is. 1961. He does make 3. No, let me just look. No, 2 movies in 1961. Okay, now the 8th, where are we? So now we are on the, so just make sure, we are now on the, let me just make sure I've got this right. Yes, we are now on the 8th movie. 8th movie, yes, Pat, Blue Hawaii. Blue Hawaii, it's a lot of people's favorite, isn't it, Blue Hawaii? 1961, it's 1 hour and 42 minutes long. Let's get all the information in, shall we? Arriving back in Hawaii from the army, Chad Gates defies his parents and wishes for him to work at the family business, and instead goes to work as a tour guide at his girlfriend's agency. It's again directed by Norman Turag. So that was the same as, was that the name? Actually, no, he's used him before though, hasn't he? Yeah, he used him on GI Blues. I'm just going back. So he's the 2nd time he's used Norman Turag. I know nothing about directors, but and it's Joan Blackman and Angela Lansbury. I think we all know Angela Lansbury, don't we? She's done quite a few Disney things, hasn't she? And I've seen Angela Lansbury being interviewed about Elvis as well. They got on really well. They got on really, really well. So that was the 8th movie in 1961. So number 9. What was the 9th film, guys? The 9th film that Elvis made. Follow That Dream. And it's 1962. So the 2nd, is it the 2nd? Let me just guess. No, the 1st movie of 1962. 1 hour and 49 minutes long. He uses Gordon Douglas. That's the first time, I think it's the first time he's used Gordon as a director. And it's Arthur O'Connell and Anne Helm. I'm pretty sure Anne Helm has done an interview as well on YouTube, hasn't she, talking about Elvis. So the 10th movie, guys, 10th movie. 1962. Is this a tough one? Hope you got your nice cups of tea, guys, while we're sat here chilling. Angel Eyes, yes, it is Kid Galahad, 1962. After completing his military service, Walter Gullock takes a job as a sparring partner at the gym, the owner of which sees potential in Walter as a professional fighter and takes him under his wing. So it's 1 hour and 36 minutes long. And another different director, guys, Phil Carlson. And the co-star is Lola Albright and Gig Young. Lola Albright and Gig Young. And I'm wondering now why they. I wonder if Colonel Parker, Tom Parker, is changing the directors to save money. I wonder, guys. Right, time to play trailers. Every 5 movies, we're gonna love it, guys. Right, right, Sensor. Just so you know what we're doing. We're reading 5 movies, then we're playing the trailers. So, what is, it's funny, what is the 11th film that Elvis made? The 11th film. I'm not going to say the year because it makes it too easy for you. 11th film. Come on, guys. So we're going, there's 33, obviously. I know 2 of them were documentary style films. Come on. Yes, Angel Eyes. It was Girls, Girls, Girls. When he finds out his boss is retiring to Arizona, a sailor has to find a way to buy the West Wind, a boat, and that he and his father built. He is also caught between 2 women, insensitive club singer Robin and Sweet Laurel. And it's directed by Norman Turag, which I think he's used already. I think, isn't that the 3rd Norman Turag film? It's 1 hour and 46 minutes long, which seems to be around the time they like to make the movies. It has Stella Stevens and Jeremy Slate. Stella Stevens, the 11th film, 1962. And in 1962, he did make 2 films, also Kid Galahad. Right, we're on the 12th film. What was the 12th film? Does anybody know? Come on, Vincenzo. 12th film. Yeah, Vincenzo, I remember singing. I actually sang Return to Sender to my dad when I was a little kid. The whole song. I remember doing it. I was 8, maybe 8 years old. I remember doing it. He picked, right, let's have a look. So he picked the right girls in the movies. Do you know what? The thing I noticed about Elvis is just he's so well dressed, isn't he? Like, beautiful clothes. Doesn't matter what he wears, trousers or shoes or shirt, he always looks impeccable. Impeccable. It's got to be one of the just good at guessing. I watch them in order when I watch the films. Yes, so Pat, yes, it happened at the World's Fair. Yes, Vincenzo. Right, so it was 1 hour and 45 minutes long. It was 1963. Mike and Danny hitch a ride to the World's Fair in Seattle after the sheriff seizes the crop duster, the biplane, to cover Danny's gambling debts. Mike looks after the driver's 7-year-old niece at the fair when he meets a cute nurse. And again, he uses Norman Turag, which I think is the 4th time. Joan O'Brien is the co-star, and Gary Lockwood. And am I right? This is the one with Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell kicks him. Yeah, is that right? Vincenzo said this yesterday. Yeah, Gio. He just always looks brilliant. Okay, so now we're on film number 13. Who knows what film number 13 was? Yes, that's it. And I've watched that clip so many times. I love Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell's Elvis film, for me, is the best, is my favorite film. I watch it all the time. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I've got this app on my phone where you can watch it for free. And the app is called Daily Motion. So if you want to watch a free film, if you want to watch most of the Elvis films for free, Daily Motion on your, just Google it. Go to Google, Daily Motion. You'll watch any film you want. So, right. Yes, Karen, Fun in Acapulco, and Vincenzo and Jane. So now Fun in Acapulco was 1 hour and 37 minutes long, 1963. A yacht owner's spoiled daughter gets Mike fired, but a boy helps him to get a job as a singer at Acapulco, Hilton, etc. He upsets the lifeguard by taking his girl and 3 daily work hours. might also is seeing a woman bullfighter. Okay, and the director, different director this time, guys, Richard Thorpe. And now we've got the James Bond girl in this one, Ursula Andress, and there's Elsa Cardenas. Ursula Andress, we all know who she is. Elsa Cardenas. And now Ursula Andress, I mean, I've seen her being interviewed about Elvis, yeah? I don't think they ever got it on. I don't think she wasn't Elvis's type, was she? I read this somewhere. She was quite a big, like a statuesque, very tall lady, I think. But that was his 13th film, guys, 1963. So in 1963, he made two films. It happened at the World's Fair and Fun in Acapulco. 2 films in 63. So he hasn't quite jumped to the 3 movies a year. So now we're on the 14th movie, guys. She's stunning. I think I love it. Is it Dr. No? Vincenzo, you might know. Is it Dr. No that she's in? I think she's gorgeous. I think she's beautiful. So the 14th film was Kissing Cousins. Thank you, Karen and Pat and Josie and Jane and Angel. Maybe, do you know what, Josie? It's funny you say about the feet, but Elvis liked tiny little feet, didn't he? I've read this. Elvis liked the feet to be perfect and tiny. So yeah, 1964. Thank you. Yes, so was Dr. No the one where Ursula Andress is in? I'm pretty sure it was. I could be wrong. I'm definitely a massive James Bond fan, but I'm not a James Bond fan of the new James Bonds. I like the ones in the 60s. Yeah. And I was like 11 years, 12 years old through the early 70s. No, not early 70s. Sorry, not early 70s. The mid to late 70s. You had this is when we start to see Roger Moore. I like Roger Moore. So I've always really, my favorite was always Sean Connery. Yeah. I did like what's the one, the Australian guy that only made one James Bond film. I thought his was brilliant. What's his name? I forget his name. He only made one. You guys are going to tell me what it's called, but I did really like that. That is one of my favorite James Bonds. The Australian guy. Oh God, it's gone out of my head. But Sean Connery really was my favorite. But I did like Roger Moore. Anything after that, I didn't like. I'm not all of the people that did James Bonds after Roger Moore. Sorry, guys, didn't do it for me. So, Kissing Cousins, we are an army officer returns to the Smoky Mountains to try to convince his kinfolk to allow the army and build a missile site on the land. Once he gets there, he discovers that he has a look alike his cousin. So the director is Gene Nelson. I think it's the first time we've seen him. Arthur O'Connell was co-star, and Glenda Farrell. And the film was 1 hour and 36 minutes long. So they've chopped 10 minutes off this one. I wonder why. And that is the first movie of 1964, which he will go on to make 3 movies. Interesting. So, okay, let me just read your comments and then we'll look at the movie number 15, yeah? Yeah, Roger Moore. I love, yeah, Sean Connery. Bigfoot. Do you believe in Bigfoot, Gio? I heard he liked the feet too. Yes, I've read it a few times. Yeah, so we're on the 15th film. Yes, Viva Las Vegas. So Jane and Pat and Angel Eyes. Vincenzo. Yvonne Craig from Batman was in Kissing Cousins. We're not there yet, mate. Vincenzo, we're on film number 15. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Right. So, a race car driver preparing for the Grand Prix whilst his time in Las Vegas working as a waiter to pay for his new engine. And as soon as he strikes up a romance with a beautiful young woman, right, they've knocked another 10 minutes off this. I don't know why. It's 20 minutes shorter than normal. Normally they're 1 hour and 46 minutes long. This one is 1 hour and 25 minutes long. They've used George Sidney as the director. Didn't they use him earlier? Let's have a look. I'm just checking. No, so another director, George Sidney. I really want to know why he changes the directors. Then it's now obviously this is a big deal, isn't it? It's Anne-Margaret, Cesar Denova. But why is the film 20 minutes shorter? Especially with Anne-Margaret. Now, Anne-Margaret, we all know they had an affair. Come on, we know that. Yeah, they loved each other. Yeah, she was the female Elvis Presley, a very, very talented woman, very beautiful, a stunning dancer, famous in her own right. Is it Bye Bye Birdie? Is that one of her well-known films? But she has always spoke highly of Elvis and always kept it close to her heart. She doesn't spill the beans on Elvis. Yeah, she speaks about how lovely he was, how unfairly treated he was, yeah. But she has been very loyal to Elvis. So she is a very massive favorite of Elvis fans, isn't she, guys? Everyone loves Anne-Margaret. So that was the second film of 1964. Now, that's 15th film. Every 5 films, we're going to play some trailers. Okay.
The fabulous panorama of one of the most glamorous and exciting events of recent times is everything that has made Elvis Presley one of the greatest entertainment stars in the world. His song.
Hi, Caroline.
Relax. Kick your shoes off, baby, relax.
His punch. His romances.
Dorothy, get me my gun, Emma.
Mom, Dad.
What do you mean
But now something new has been added. The warm touch of a great guy. For Elvis has a new sweetheart, little Vicky 2, one of the cutest youngsters you've ever met. Of course, he has a big sweetheart, too. Several of them, in fact.
1 minute, there's something in this eye. And next minute, there's something in this eye.
He's got something in his eye, all right. It's pretty nurse Joan O'Brien, who's given him a new viewpoint, which bugs Gary Lockwood, his partner, no end.
Don't you tell a nice girl when you meet one? Oh, now he's a Cub Scout. What happened? Somebody steal your whoop whistle?
Gonna find that rainbow beyond the bed.
Dig that high-flying Elvis. Man, this guy's feet hardly ever touch the ground.
Like I just spotted a couple of sweet ones.
Yes, the Space Needle rocks, and the monorail rolls in an eye-popping riot of explosive hilarity.
Boy, did this man really give you a quarter to kick him? Yes, he's some kind of nut.
And the gorgeous gals. Gags and gangsters.
Get moving. Come on, move.
My heart is growing sadder. That girl rejected me just when I thought I had her. Who wants to buy a heart? Oh, yeah. One broken lover's heart. Oh, one broken heart for sale.
Oh, I love it, love it. Come on, guys. It transports all of us back to our childhood, doesn't it? All of us are like, we're back in the 70s, watching the reruns. We're watching the reruns at home with mum and dad and our brothers and sisters. I love it. I love it. Right, okay. Right, let's go. So we are on movie number 16. Did we... Right. Movie number 16, guys. Any guesses? Sorry. So we're trying to guess the movie that comes out. Yes, Roustabout. Thank you, Jane. Okay, so in 1964, it's the second movie. No, let's have a look. It's the third movie that Elvis made in 1964. My God, could you imagine how hard he worked to make 3 movies? I know that they were still massive box office hits, and Roustabout is a fantastic film, I think. Yeah, but my God, that man never rested. That man never rested. You imagine him trying to learn the scripts and do, you know, the dress rehearsals and all that, even learning all the songs. Just, my God, that man was overworked. Poor Elvis was overworked. I know he got paid a lot as well, but so it's a 1 hour and 41 minutes long. It's 1964, third movie. After a singer loses his job at a coffee shop, he finds employment at a struggling carnival, but he attempted romance with a teenager leads to friction with her father. So we have John Rich as the director. It's the first time he's used John Rich, yeah? Barbara Stanwyck and Joan Freeman. Barbara Stanwyck and Joan Freeman. So we're now on the 17th film, which is the first film of 1965. What is it, guys? Yeah, Girl Happy, which I know is quite popular with you guys, isn't it? 1965, 1 hour and 36 minutes long, so they've knocked off 10 minutes. A Chicago mobster hires a rock and roll singer and his band to keep an eye on his daughter during spring break in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Different director again, guys. Boris Sagal. And it's Shelley Fabars, who we played her interview on the last live stream that we did earlier. We did another movie live stream a few hours ago, and she was a stunning, beautiful lady. But her interview that talks about Elvis is really good. Check it out on YouTube, guys. Shelley Fabars. She does a brilliant interview about Elvis. And there's also Harold J. Stone. Okay, now we're on movie number 18. Come on, guys. Movie number 18. Tickle me. Tickle, tickle. That's it, guys. You all know. Oh, I can shake. Don't you worry about that. I can shake when I'm listening to Elvis. Okay, so Tickle Me, 1965. It's 1 hour 30 minutes long. So they've started making the movies shorter, haven't they? A singing rodeo rider gets hired at an expensive all-female dude ranch beauty spa and falls for a pretty fitness trainer who's under constant threat from a gang who wants her late grandfather cachet of gold that's hidden in a ghost town. And it is Norman Turag, which I think he's been used a few times, at least 2 times, the director. And then we've got Julie Adams and Jocelyn Lane. This is the 18th film, 1965. Now, he's already made Girl Happy. So this is his second film in 1965. He makes 3 films in 1965. Okay, next. What is after? What is the 19th film? 19th film. All right, he really liked it, did he, Vincenzo? Harem Scarum, it is, guys. Harem Scarum. Okay, so Harem Scarum. Now, I don't think I've watched Harem Scarum. It's one of the films I haven't watched. American singer Johnny Tyrone is enlisted by sinister forces to assassinate an Arab king and falls in love with the very king's daughter. And the director, Gene Nelson, hasn't he done one other? And it's Mary Ann Mobley and Fran Jeffries. Mary Ann Mobley and Fran Jeffries. It's 1 hour, 35 minutes long, which the films have got shorter for some reason. I don't really know why. That's his second film in 1965. So now we are now on the 20th film. We're into a new, no, that's the third film. Harum Scarum was the third film in 1965. So we're now on to the 20th film. Then we're going to play some more trailers. So we're into 1966 now. What was that? Frankie and Johnny. That's it, guys. Oh, it's okay, Josie. You can get one wrong. It's not a problem. It's fine. We all can get things wrong. It's fun. We're learning together, aren't we? Team Elvis, we're learning together. So his 20th film, Frankie and Johnny, which I think was one of the successful ones, wasn't it? Didn't it do quite well? A riverboat singer with a weakness for gambling wants to find his lucky redhead, but his girlfriend, Frankie, is not amused. Different director, guys. Different director. Frederick de Cordova. It's 1 hour and 27 minutes long. And it's Donna Douglas and Harry Morgan. Donna Douglas, Harry Morgan. Okay, let's play some trailers. Okay, guys, are we ready?
You can't say no. In Acapulco, where romance blooms and love is in the air. So kiss me tender, love me true, darling, feel this magic too.
Acapulco, the world's paradise of fun, with its luxurious setting, its tropical splendor, its dramatic excitement, its moments of drama at the top of the famous La Perla Cliffs, and the attempt to dive into the
Who makes me tremble with wonderful rapture, with one burning glance.
Right, we're going to play that in a sec. Right, I want to rush it a bit because I've only got about 10 minutes left. So we've got the, where are we? So we are on the 21st film. Come on, guys, 21st film. So yes, Paradise in Kauai. It's 1 hour 31 minutes long. Thank you, Jane and Josie. It's 1966. So it's it's his second film of 1966. Rick Richards is a helicopter pilot who wants to set up a character flying service in Hawaii. Along the way, he makes some friends, including young Hawaiian girl and her father, and romances Judy Hudson and sings a few songs. The director, isn't that a new director? Michael D. Moore, Suzanne Lee, and James Shigeta. So again, this is the second film. Am I right? Yes, second film of 1966. So we have the last film of 1966, the 22nd film. What is it, guys? Quite interesting, this. I quite like, yes, Spin Out, Jane. Spin Out. So it's 1966. It's 1 hour and 33 minutes long. So it is the last film of 1966. Band singer, race driver Mike McCoy must choose between marrying a beautiful rich girl and driving her father's car in a prestigious race. All right, so they're using Norman Turok. They've gone back to Norman. I think he made about 2 or 3 other films with Elvis. And it's, again, they're using Shelley Fabars. So Shelley Fabars must have made more than 1 film with Elvis, yeah? Then we've got Diane McBain. Next film, number 23. The first film of 1967, my year of birth, 1967. 1 hour, 35 minutes long. What's it called, guys? Yes, Pat. Easy come, easy go. Oh, thanks, Deborah. 1 hour, 35 minutes. Navy frogman Ted Jackson, Elvis Presley, balances his time between the twin careers as a deep sea diver and nightclub singer. During a dive, Ted spots a sunken treasure and returns with the hope of retrieving it. Now, I've heard that storyline so many times on so many different movies, but John Rich is the director. Never heard of him. First time that he's used him, I think. Dodie Marshall and Pat Priest. Dodie Marshall and Pat Priest. So that would be the first film of 1967. Second film. So we're on 24th film. And it's the second film of 67. What is it, guys? Oh, thank you, Vincenzo. Double Trouble. It's 1 hour, 32 minutes long. It's 1967, of course. The director is Norman Turag again. So they've gone back to Norman. And it's Annette Day and John Williams. And the story is when a singer, Guy Lambert, goes on tour in Europe, he is pursued by two beautiful women, bumbling jewel thieves, and a mysterious killer. Duh, duh, duh. Right, now we are now on the 25th film. I nearly said it then. The last film of 1967. Come on, guys. Yes, Clam Bake. Thank you, Jane and Vincenzo. It's 1 hour, 39 minutes long. It's Arthur H. Nadel is the director. I have no idea who that is. First time they've used him, I think. Shelley Fabars, like Vincenzo says, 3 movies with Elvis. I wonder why he was so keen on Shelley Fabars. And Will Hutchins. The heir to an oil fortune trades places with the water ski instructor at Florida hotel to see if the girls will like him for himself rather than for his father's money. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more so that we can just play a couple of... I'm going to do 2 more. So the 26th movie, guys, go ahead. Yeah, I like Bill Bixby. I like him. So the 26th, The Incredible Hulk. Rah! My son likes The Incredible Hulk. So the 26th, yes, Stay Away Joe. Thanks, Jane, Josie, and Pat, and Jane, and Vincenzo. So it's 1968. So we're into 1968 now. So in 1967, he made 3 films. So in 1968, he also makes 3 films. 1 hour, 42 minutes long. A mixed race American Indian rodeo champ returns to the reservation to help people out. They have a different director, Peter Tewksbury. I've heard of him, Peter Tewksbury. Burgess Meredith. We know Burgess Meredith, don't we? And Joan Blomwell. Right, 27th movie, guys. I mean, Caroline, I don't really have a favourite. I mean, I think his best dramatic film was King Creole and Jailhouse Rock. Love Me Tender has grown on me, yeah. But I like them all for different reasons, Caroline, yeah. So yes, Speedway. It's the 27th movie. It's the second movie of 1968. It's 1 hour, 34 minutes long. Poor bookkeeping saddles stock car driving Steve Grayson with a huge bill for back taxes, which hampers his ability to continue racing competitively. They've gone back to Norman Turag, the director, and it's Nancy Sinatra. I'm a big fan of Nancy, and Bill Bixby, the Incredible Hulk. Now, Nancy Sinatra follows us. She's one of our followers, so I'm pleased. Nancy Sinatra, she knows about defending Elvis Presley. I'm a massive fan of Bill Bixby. I grew up watching The Incredible Hulk. I love him. I think he's amazing. Absolutely love him. Okay, let's play some couple of trailers. Oh. I'm trying to squeeze this all in. I've got 10 minutes. Right.
Buenas noches.
Good evening to you, señorita.
Why do you leave so soon? We just start to have fun. It's time for a working girl to be in bed. Is there any special time?
Come on in, do this.
I said, take it easy, baby. I worked all
I love
day
this.
down on my feet.
Let's do it, guys. Oh, I love that. I'm gonna let one more play. Bustin' over.
What are you doing with my face? It's a right good question, friend. Josh Morgan, Hidden Rock, North Carolina.
Then you's kinfolk.
Practically kissing cousins. Kissing cousins. Kissing July. Cause we're proud to be cousins. It's the merriest mountain feuding you've ever seen.
All right, okay,
And Elvis takes both sides, kissing cousins by the dozens. As Josh, the snappy Missile Corps lieutenant, coming home to the smoking, and of those kitty hawks.
Right, hang on. I just want to quickly read these out before otherwise I'm going to be late because I got to get the kids from school. So I'm just going to say them because we're in a bit of a rush. So we've got number 28 is Live a Little, Love a Little. It's 1968, 1 hour, 30 minutes long. Photographer Greg Nolan moonlights in 2 full-time jobs to pay the rent, but has trouble finding time to do them both without his bosses finding out. And it is again directed by Norman Turag. We got Michelle Carey and Don Porter. Michelle Carey and Don Porter. And that is the 3rd film of 1968 that Elvis made. My God, I totally get it how he's completely overworked. Right, so the 29th film, 1960. We're in 1969 now, so this is the end, isn't it? But don't forget, by this time, he's done the 68 comeback special. Really, secretly, him and Priscilla are over because he's caught her being unfaithful. So they're having a fake marriage. It's 1 hour, 38 minutes long. Vince Hackett gang steals a prize victory cannon from Mexico and blames the deed on ex-gang member Jess Wade, who wants to go straight. And we have a new director, Charles Markey Warren, Ina Bailin, and Victor French. Okay. Now, I read somewhere that the Colonel didn't really want him to make this, but Elvis really wanted to do a proper Western, didn't he? Is this the one? Elvis loved Westerns, didn't he? So anyway, so film number 30, again 1969, 1 hour 37 minutes long. He makes 3 movies in this year as well. So he has Peter Tewksbury, I think that's the 2nd time he's used him, Marilyn Mason and Nicole Jaffe. And then it says Chateau manager Walter Hale and his loyal business manager struggle to keep their traveling troupe together in a small town of America. So this is his 30th movie, The Trouble with Girls. The Trouble with Girls, yeah? 1 hour, 37 minutes long, and it's his 2nd movie of 1969. So we are now on the 31st movie, which is really the last one, yeah? It's 1969, 3 movies. It's 1 hour, 33 minutes long. It's called Change of Habit. Change of Habit. And as an incognito nun tries to help a doctor clean up an inner city ghetto, the pair grow close with time. And it's directed, a different director, William A. Graham. We know Mary Tyler Moore, don't we? And there's a few interviews of Mary Tyler, isn't there, talking about Elvis on YouTube. And then we've got Barbara McNair. So the 3rd movie of 1969. I'm guessing Elvis is thoroughly fed up by the time he gets to this last film. Now, Elvis, as far as I know, at this point in his career, him and the Colonel are already planning, or may have already started, the Vegas comeback year, the Vegas comeback. And we know that Elvis in 1969 looked amazing, and the comeback was a massive success at Vegas. And I think Elvis was very, very relieved. Very relieved. Like, wow, you know, like, I've done the movie contracts. I fulfilled my obligations. We know that if Elvis made a contract, even if it was a verbal contract, he stuck to his word. Elvis wouldn't break a contract. He was a man of his word. So he fulfilled his contract. But it was time for Elvis to come back and be who he is, the performer, to get back to the fans who he loved. And this film marked the beginning of the Vegas comeback, the end of his movie career. And he never made a movie again, did he, guys? So let's put some a couple of trailers on. But I just want you guys to thank you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really enjoyed this live. I am going to try and do some more fun stuff. I just think things get too serious sometimes. So let's do a bit more fun stuff. I'm still reading all the books, mind, and we are still defending Elvis and Lisa Marie and the Bloodline. So I just think we've had a bit of a good time, haven't we? So I'm going to play this and wave you out, and I'll read your comments. So thanks for everyone. I've got to go and get the kids from school. I don't know if I'm doing another live. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I hope you've had a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. Team Elvis, taking care of business. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So obviously, usual, if you like what I do, get us a coffee, subscribe, like, be a member, whatever you want to do. Super thank you, or click the thanks button. I'm very grateful, whatever you guys do. Thanks, guys. We've had a brilliant time. You have a great day. I might see you later.
Pity a poor soldier boy on a day like this. They're no match for those love-hungry mountain gals.
You gonna let me and my men go? Who wants to be liberated, Lieutenant?
And this is Jody, a rockin', rollin' hill boy who's wacky over a whack.
In my heart.
And this is Home Sweet Home, up in Menlar Mountain. At supper time, you better be quick or go hungry.
Tain't nothing but possum tails, owl gizzards, and grits, with bunch of eggs and mashed catfish eyes.
The catfish eyes brings out the flavor of the possum tails.
Hezekiah guards the still, and Ma makes the moonshine. Pa used to play jug in a hootenanny band, but lately, when the jug's empty, it's empty, doggone it. You've never seen such goings-on. They're a feuding and a fighting, falling in love, falling in the water, dancing, prancing, and romancing, a swinging and a singing.
I may be new to you, but I'm catching on fast. I wanna hardwood bound, yes, hardwood bound. Play from me and down on country song. Wanna kick my shoes off and kick my blues off. Hardwood bound, this thing goes on. We'll kiss all night. I'll squeeze her tight. And we'll be kissing and cuddling. And that'll make it all right. We'll be kissing and cuddling. That'll make it all right.
To his limousine. Next day he sent the biggest blowjob ever seen to show his appreciation.
Bye, guys.
Texas or a